Let's get together.
Oh, yes.
Feel all right. The world needs a little bit more reggae, a little bit more
Hmm.
soca, a little bit more Caribbean vibes.
That's for sure. A little bit more Caribbean vibes. That's a good one.
Happy.
Yes, let me share. We are live, and we are live on Caribbean American Diaspora, on Caribbean Diaspora Vibes, and on my page, Donna Morton Morgan, and also on Caribbean Rhythms Radio Network. So we are all there. All right. Welcome, everyone. Thank you again for joining us to another edition of Caribbean Diaspora Vibes. My name is Donna Morton Morgan, and I am the president of Caribbean American Diaspora and Women of Culture Incorporated, real estate broker, life insurance agent, and mindset coach. And we are so honored to have Mr. Cyril Browne with us this evening, Indigenous Bushman, um, Heritage, Dominica. I literally forgot to put the flag because, I always put the flag on our flyers. So big ups to Dominica. Hey Louis, how are you?
I am good, Donna. I am great. It's good to be back here another Tuesday evening, and it's good to have, Brother Browne this evening. And when I saw the topic, I said, I can't miss this because I am in between going vegan and all of that good stuff.
Mm,
I am ready to change the lifestyle of eating in my life
Amen.
for
that's a
spiritual reasons. And
okay.
so I need guidance because in the beginning of the book, it tells us what to eat, but we get so stupid and foolish, we eat everything that we see. So I'm glad
Yeah.
to have the brother here this evening. Good to see Dr. Arlene as well.
Yes,
And we
glad to be back.
want to welcome all our listeners across the globe, across the diaspora from CRR Network. Glad you're able to join us this evening. Looking forward, my brother.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So what we're
Awesome.
gonna do is we want to hear all about Cyril, right? We want to hear from you a little bit who you are, your journey, and then we'll delve into, in this matter and really is how our lifestyle is contributing to a lot of, maybe we can't say all, obviously, but a lot of major chronic diseases for lifestyle, how we eat, what we eat, when we eat, how often. I mean, I think we've just been maybe not putting two and two together. Um, the numbers, the stats are just overwhelming with sicknesses, especially those types. And if we can do something about it, we just want to bring that awareness to the community. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Donna. My name is Cyril Brown, and my social media handle is Indigenous Bushman across social media, YouTube, Facebook, and the other social media platforms. Indigenous Bushman. I was born in Dominica. I'm from Dominica. I went to school there. I grew up there, and then I started traveling at a very early age. But the reason I'm here today is because, growing up, my mom was a nurse, and she was also a herbalist. So she always, like every day, all the time, she would give us herbs, herbal teas, and teach us about fruits, vegetables, and we ate meat back then. My parents ate meat, so my dad had a garden and he had a farm, so we grew up around animals, eating meat and a lot of vegetables and fruits and fresh food. So it's kind of mystical how all this happened for me to be here right now because I grew up without electricity in the house, which meant that we had to have fresh cooked food every day. In the morning, we had cocoa tea, we had bread and whatever else that comes with it. My mom had to cook, lunch every day, dinner every night. And one thing that stuck with me is that every night, I literally mean every night, she used to give us soursop bush tea every single night. She never said why, but I found out after studying, becoming an herbalist and more interested in herbal medicines. She gave us the soursop tea so we could sleep soundly, so we could get a good night's rest, restorative sleep, so that we could wake up in the morning refreshed, energized to get ready for school, so we could, have a clear mind, so we could learn at school. Okay. So without electricity, that meant we had no television in the house. And what that meant that we had to not be in the house. You know what I mean? We had to go to the river. We would go hunt, look for fish. We'd go for fruits, mangoes, papayas, oranges, coconuts, everything, just name it. We would go to the sea, jump in the sea. And by the way, the seawater is good, solid healing for the soul. Okay, that salt water is really, really good. So that's where my herbal education started with my mom. Okay. And now I'm an adult. I am also doing formal trading. So it's not just the traditional and the folk side of herbalism, but formal education as well. So, I wanted to do that so it could put me in a position where I could relate to everyone. Okay. Everyone. So I'm here today and I'm really, really excited to be your guest this evening.
Awesome. Yes, I can relate, you know. I go through the same thing. I had my grandfather grew up with the grandparents, fresh herbal tea every morning, soursop mint. You name them, we drink them every morning, and that's what we grew up with. Yes, we get with cocoa tea on a Sunday morning,
Oh yeah.
and we get up earlier morning time, fresh, ready if we go tie out the goat and tie out the pig and all of that stuff. And so I relate to exactly what you're saying. We eat fresh orange, fresh fruit every day, banana, grapefruit, you name them, coconut tree, everything around the house.
Right off
So
the
it was a
tree.
natural garden we
Yeah.
have growing up. And we come to America and we get away from all of that. Mess us up.
Yes,
Right.
well, yeah, we had a part to play in what happened, in
Yes,
what
we
we
sure
eat
do.
because we are responsible for our health. It's our responsibility really as adults, especially for those of us who grew up in the West Indies and grew up, in the lifestyle that Louis, you and I grew up in. And it's kind of like when I teach my students, I express that a lot. And I remind them that that's the real richness, life. The richness of life is health. Okay. And when you are healthy and when you get to the point where you you take responsibility for your health and the lifestyle that you live and what you put in your mouth. When you get to that destination, you feel free. You know what I mean? It's like freedom. It's like you liberate yourself because now you've got to the point where now you in control of what you eat, despite of everything else that's around you trying to distract you or that's put there to distract you from your
Hmm.
real purpose. And your real purpose is to take care of that one body that God gave you. You understand? You live in that body, so it's your responsibility to take care of that body and treat it right because you live in it. We
Right.
live inside this body, so we have to take good care of it.
Louis, I think for most of us too, when we came here, sometimes you don't appreciate. And coming to this country, we thought this lifestyle was the better, the
Yes.
richer, the up and up type of
Yes.
living, right? So we really just completely, most of us abandon that
Our culture.
lifestyle.
Yes. Lifestyle.
So
Yes.
now
Hmm.
we really, I think, especially you come young and then like somewhere around 30 something, you start to say, but wait, everything, the blinders start to come off, right? So then you're like, but all the things, the fish and the okra and the pomegranate and the soursop,
Hmm.
all those things that they're saying here is antioxidants and all these things, that's what we grew up
That's right.
eating. The
That's
green
right.
banana, the yam, all these things fresh is what we were eating, but we kind of discarded and adopted. That's what we did. We adopted this lifestyle and then we got caught up. And sometimes with life, with family responsibilities, we can kind of, you just keep going because when you're young, you feel invincible, like nothing could ever change. You're always going to be full with energy. And then around 40 hits and you're like, geez. And I think that's when you start to pay attention to health, which is crazy because younger people now, 20 and 30, they're paying attention earlier because they're in more, I think, agony than we are in 50 plus, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think that's what happened. And now we're going back the very same thing, the soursop tea,
Hmm.
leaf tea, all these things that we had growing up. That is what I find myself going back to.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Yeah.
and as we do the stats, we see that there's the chronic diseases, um, diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, heart disease
Cancer.
is is just really high, especially around among Black and brown people.
Hmm. Yeah, it's really high. And I do a lot of research. I read a lot and that's my life. So that's what I do. And thing with chronic diseases, you know, some people may not know it. It may be simple to some of us, but those are long-lasting health conditions,
Mhm.
especially inflammation, you know,
Yes.
and usually, they progress very slowly and they can persist for many years or even an entire lifetime. So some people don't understand some things that are probably just basic to you and I, and us. So the thing with another thing with chronic health issues is that they really do require ongoing medical attention and also lifestyle adjustments rather than seeking a short-term solution. You know what I mean? And again, Donna was saying, she mentioned some common examples like cardiovascular disease,
Mhm.
right? Including hypertension, stroke, heart disease. And our people actually, based on the statistics, okay, we are more prone to these conditions. Okay, hypertension will lead, heart disease will lead in those stroke, diabetes type 1,
Diabetes.
yeah, and type 2. And also, we're looking at chronic respiratory diseases like asthma and COPD and cancer, as Lewis mentioned earlier. So it's a struggle, Donna. It's a struggle. It's a fight. And, I deal with it every day. When I say deal with it, I deal with people, clients, like every day with a lot of chronic issues. Arthritis, musculoskeletal disorders, neurological conditions. It just goes on and on and on and on. And I'm finding that more and more younger folks, even more than the elder folks, are having these issues where when we were young, it was the older folks
Right.
dealing with these problems.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they lived with it for a very long time and they were able to survive and live a good life. Most of my foreparents and parents that I know, they lived for 80 and 90 years. My
Mhm.
grandfather's side of family, they were in their 90 and 100, even though they have sugar, as we
Right.
call it back in the island, but they were able to maintain themselves with these herbs and these natural things are fresh product,
Yeah.
which was very, very vital and important. I mean, you come over here and we don't even eat the hard coconut. We don't even eat dry coconut anymore. Dry coconut have so many nutrients in it. When you start eat that, I make sure that I eat a coconut at least twice a month. I just take my coconut and ox it and whatever and eat it.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's a natural oil, it's a natural milk, it's the natural juice that you get inside of us. We just totally get away from those things.
Hmm.
But I am on a journey now that my goal is to eat for the spirit that's in me.
Hmm.
That's where I am. Because first, I think because of our lifestyle as descendants of slave and the brainwash, we tend to eat for ourselves, for our body first, and I think that is the biggest problem we have. We feed our body first, which is supposed to be the opposite way. We're supposed to feed the spirit so that that spirit that's in us become alive with the thing that he gave us in the book to eat, which is the natural herb, which that's what you are blessed with as part of your talent. So that is what I think we are lacking is the education about how to feed that spirit in us first, how to make sure that the spirit, whatever we eat, benefits the spirit. And naturally, if it benefits the spirit, because the spirit lives in us, we will naturally be a stronger person. And we look back on things that they call like the Daniel fast, which
Mhm.
was very important. Most of us don't follow those things. So that's where I am, my brother. And I'm excited to have you here to get some pointers on those things, because one of the things I found out eating all these animals, the way how some of these animals are killed, they're killed and leaving trauma inside of them. They're
Hmm.
all traumatized
Mhm.
before they're killed. And so
Yes.
when we eat these meats, we take on those trauma in
Yes,
our
we do.
body and we don't
Yes,
even
we do.
realize those things. And so we're walking around with goat trauma, with hog trauma, with pig trauma, every type of trauma we have in
Of
our
still
life.
trauma.
Brother, that's some serious business going on.
Yeah.
I mean, talk to me, brethren. That's some serious thing going
Mm.
on,
No,
man.
but it is. You are right, you know. You are correct, and the thing is that, Louis, you made so many great points there about, what the meats and stuff, right? And
Mm.
the trauma, right? That
Yes.
comes. In addition to that, okay, we're looking at the the steroids
On top of
and
that,
and all,
hey,
yeah, and all the animal feed, the unnatural animal feed that they feed those animals. So
yeah,
that's in the blood. That stays circulates in the blood and the
yes.
lymphatic system of those animals.
Hmm.
When we eat the meat, we consume the meat. Okay, all those steroids and those chemicals, okay, they create stress factors in us too because we introduce those things to our systems. Like I said before, when I was introducing myself, I grew up on a farm. My dad had animals. We ate meat all the time. We were never sick from eating meat back
Yeah.
then.
Back then.
We didn't get sick.
Hmm.
Okay. And I believe that, having fresh fruit from the trees,
Yes.
right from the trees, jumping in the seawater, going into the river, eating fresh fish. I think those things, those activities contributed to us, not being so sick. Okay.
I agree.
And now we're here. There is a lot of sedentary lifestyle going on, right?
Right.
People sit a lot, people don't exercise. With the introduction of television, people are sitting more, children aren't going outside as much. Okay. So now we don't exercise as we should. Okay, we need to exercise and we spend so much time watching television, we don't get enough sleep.
Mhm. The other
You
big
see?
factor.
Yeah. So, those chronic diseases, right? They're influenced by lifestyle factors like eating habits, okay, exercise, smoking, alcohol, and stress, you know. And some other risk factors, and I just want to go over a few of them,
Sure.
okay? Some other risk factors, uh, the modifiable ones, like poor eating habits, that means we have control over those factors like, eating habits, physical inactivity. Those are things we can do something about. Smoking and excessive alcohol and chronic stress, we can do something about those. So there's no excuse for us to sit and say, oh boy, okay, I just go get a pizza instead of, buying some cuckoo and some dashing leaf and you know what I mean, some carrots and stuff, and cook. Get a dry coconut, like Louis said, grate it or blend it up, squeeze the milk out, put it in there, put some turmeric in it, you know what I mean, and make a good food, a good family meal.
Hmm.
Okay, so there's a lot to play into what's happening to us globally when it
Hmm.
comes to our foods and the way we consume foods. There is so much going on. They trick our brain. There is a lot to play in it, and we don't have enough time tonight to just
Hmm.
dive into a lot of stuff.
So
Okay,
I
but
definitely, sorry, think
go
we're
ahead.
eating too much food. That's the first thing. We're
That
eating
is true. That is true.
too much food. Like we said, our ancestors, they were not eating this much food. If they even had a big breakfast, it was provisions mainly, and then they were probably eating twice, if anything, for the day. We're
Mhm.
eating breakfast, lunch, dinners, two or three snacks, right? And so we're not, the body doesn't have time. And that's why the fasting is critical. And
Yes.
the fasting, even if you can get your body, you can fast 16 hours, and that could be or 18 hours if you go to bed. If you, let's say you eat at 6 o'clock, like I ate at 6 o'clock, I will not eat again. Nothing, no chips, no snacks, no cookies, nothing other
Good.
than tea and some kind of herbal tea until tomorrow at noon. So
Mhm.
that is my regimen that I'm now used to. Sometimes I may even extend that to from 12 to 2 if I want to. But that window gives your body time to heal. Now, instead of just digesting and digesting all through the day, and your insulin is rising and the inflammation and all these cortisol level, it's just healing. It's going in and go, oh, this is out of place, that is out of place, that is out of place. Let me bring this down. And I think that's one of our big problems as I've been doing my research is we need to fast more. Again, that's principle.
Mhm.
Fast for the body, for the mind, the body, and the spirit. And then
Yeah.
what are you eating between your fasting window, which could be, and it's versatile, 11 to 7, 12 to 6, whatever it is, but you want a dedicated time where you're just um, fasting. Now, Cyril, you mentioned that you also fast, but you also fast for extended time, right?
Yes, I do fast now. I don't fast as long and often as I used to when I was in my 20s. Um, I used to fast 14 days straight in my 20s and absolutely no food. And let me tell you guys, man, I was skinny like a broomstick, okay, but that was the physical. But you feel, imagine not eating any kind of food for 14 days. You only drank water and juices, right? No fruit, no eat, nothing, nothing to chew, just liquids. The feeling was so great. I mean, people used to watch me and say, "There's something about you. I just can't pinpoint it." But you know, your spirit is like free. Your spirit becomes free. Okay. But now I'm an adult, I have a family, I have more things to do. I fast less. So I fast sometimes 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, especially when I'm doing my liver detox. I'm going to talk about a little bit about the
Mhm.
liver and its functions on the herbalism side of things. Okay, so I when I'm flushing my liver or detoxing my liver, I don't eat. I just do liquids. So 3 days, I flush my liver, sometimes 7 days, and I'll do a lot of juicing. I bring out a lot of juices and make combinations of juices to sustain me because you need sustenance. Okay. No, the liver, and people ask me, I get that question a lot. Like, you say, Cyril, why do you detox your liver? Because your liver should, operative word here, should, detox on its own. Well, yes, but you have to give it the tools for it to do its job. And if you're not giving it the proper tools, it will not do the detoxification that it should be doing for your body. Okay. We're talking about the environmental factors. You go outside, you get everything the environment throws at you. Okay, it comes at you, and your liver processes drugs. Your liver processes. If you smoke, you drink alcohol. Your liver processes all those things. Your liver makes your bile to break down your foods, your carbs, and your protein, right? And the interesting thing about your liver is, as Donna mentioned earlier, she eats for the latest at 6 p.m. And that's a good thing you're doing because what you're doing, Donna, you are encouraging your liver, okay, to do its work at night, which is to detoxify and not only detoxify, okay, but the liver also has to do a healing, that healing process, okay, that happens at night. So when people eat at night, okay, the sugar rises, your pancreas shoots insulin to keep the sugar down, and now the liver is not going to be doing any of the detoxification because it's going to mind that rise in sugar, that glucose that you just introduced to your body when your liver should be, healing, cleansing, and stuff like that, doing repair work. Okay, that happens at night.
Mhm.
So when you give your liver the opportunity to do those things, okay, instead of feeding it, you don't want to sit there in front of your television. It's like 9:30 in the night and you eating. You introducing sugar, okay? More sugar to your body because that's how we get sugar by eating. If we don't eat, we don't get any glucose. And you need that glucose for your brain to function right. But we have to eat, okay? But you have to be mindful of when you eat, how much you eat, what you eat, and how often. Okay.
Time wise, time.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Wow. I
Very
like
good.
that.
Very good. I think timing also, my brother, is a key factor because when you, as you said, the later you eat, the more work the liver have to do at night to break down
Hmm.
these foods. And most of us, we go in and we still eat 7, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night time. And so it's stuff up. Just as Donna said, we have too much things to eat. We're just stuffing ourselves of these
Mm-hmm.
foods, and we're not focusing on timing. When I was growing up again as a kid, the breakfast. Grandfather used to say, eat a good breakfast, Louis. Boy, eat a good breakfast. And you get your porridge a morning time, your cornmeal porridge. We still I eat the cornmeal porridge a morning time. And you get your dumpling and you get your stuff, regardless of the starches and thing, but you get a good solid meal. And
Yeah.
that's what takes you over into most of the time that takes you over to dinner. You might get a little snack for lunch because the lunch is not really a big lunch. You get a suck and you get a bowl of cake and you're gone. But most of the time, the breakfast, so we need to go back. A lot of us get up and we're gone to work. We don't deal with breakfast. We allow the bulk of the food to come in the evening. And that's what strained the muscles of the body and
Yes.
the organ. They become strained and they become weak. And on top of that, we're not exercising. We don't even, they look exercise them where we do, not where we grow up with and a stretch. We don't even do those things anymore. And
Mm-hmm.
so all our vein and our muscles, they are weak. They can't sustain any pressure. And I think that's a educational thing that we must go back to, educating ourselves that we must do push up. I don't see women do a lot of push up. Some of you do, yes, you walk, but push up, even to just sit, stand up, and just push your hands and things on the wall. Any muscle, anything to do with building up the muscle or strengthening the muscle, because that's what maintain the frame of the body, and we need to go back to that. And the timing of the way we eat is
Yeah.
also important with the stuff that we eat.
Well,
Yes.
if you see most restaurants, I mean, 8, 9, 10 packed, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
majority of people are still eating very, 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 very late and then coming home and within 30, 45 minutes, they're going to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So that's problem number one right there.
Mm-hmm.
And when you
True.
say you detox, Cyril, what do you take with your detox?
Well, I have a detox formula that I formulated myself, and I, I I don't really like titles too much. I'm just a herbalist, but on the other side of things, I'm a chemist. But
You
I
mix
really,
things.
yeah, I that's what I do. I formulate herbal formulas. So I have my own, and those are available on my website as well, on my liver
Mm-hmm.
detox. And you have herbs like burdock root, dandelion root, fennel seeds, ginger, stuff like that in there. And the thing about detoxification, okay, and especially specifically when it comes to your colon, right? When you're doing a colon cleanse, um, if you were taking uh, pharmaceutical cleanses, right? Those they will wash you out, but what they're not doing is replacing electrolytes, minerals and vitamins that are lost during the purging session. Okay. Now, with the herbs, especially with the burdock root, dandelion root, ginger, okay, to name a few, those have minerals, they have vitamins. So when you're flushing your system, you're flushing your liver, flushing your colon, your kidneys, okay, some of those things, those minerals and vitamins are being lost. So the herbs, they actually replace some of those essential minerals and vitamins, right? And nutrients and stuff. So, that's the basic difference between pharmaceutical cleanses and herbal cleanses because herbs are very complex. People don't really think about it that way, but herbs are complex because one herb could have a bunch of different constituents and different properties, okay? And different actions. And that what I mean by the actions is basically how the herb interacts in your body. Is the herb, cold? Is it hot? Right? Is it slimy, to activate the mucous membranes and stuff like that. So you'll find out one herb is good for a lot of different things. So herbs are very complex, as simple as they seem to us, but they're very complex. So when it comes to dealing with herbs, I like to advise my clients to seek the advice of a herbalist when you're starting off until you are in a position to, carry on the journey by yourself. And even myself with, the experience I have and the knowledge and the wisdom, I still have to depend on someone else for certain things because there are so many herbs, a lot, like a lot of herbs. I don't want to know everything. I just want to know enough to take care of myself, my family, my community, and everyone else that I can help. I said, I don't want to know everything because I don't think my brain could contain all that information because there is so much that the herbs do for us. A whole lot. And again, right, Doc, Donna, and Louis, herbs are complex. They do a lot for us. And then the other side of herbs is that we have to be careful if we are taking medication. Okay? If we're
Mm-hmm.
taking medication. A quick story, and but it's a testimony from someone, right? This guy called me up to do a consultation because his prostate was swollen. Okay, and in consulting with him, gathering information and then asking those questions to, put everything together and make it make sense. And I found out that he was taking too much moringa powder,
Mm.
and that actually started making his prostate swell.
Wow.
Yeah, he was taking too much because, and I asked him like, "How are you taking this thing? Did you have any guidance? I mean, was someone like helping you take it?" He said, "No, somebody told me that I could take moringa for a certain problem." I'm like, that's not how it works. Uh, just a random person just said, "Hey, take moringa." Yes, moringa is pretty good for anemics, low blood iron and stuff like that. And it also have calcium and different vitamins and minerals. But he took so much and it messed
Mess
up
it
his
up.
prostate. Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing to my brother is also Cersei tea. You can't drink too much Cersei tea because the Cersei tea will mess up the liver.
Mm.
That's another problem. We can't eat too much callaloo.
Mm.
The callaloo will give you too much iron, mess up the system as well. So you're absolutely right. A lot of us overtake things that we don't know, and we just follow people advice and say, "Well, I drink necessity every night." And no, you're not supposed to
Right.
drink necessity.
Balance.
Yeah, every now and then you take a necessity and
Yeah.
based on,
So,
That's Go ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
even the Bible warns us that we must show moderation in everything.
Sure.
As you said, we are people from the Caribbean island and seas, and although our parents and foreparents knew a lot, there's some of these herbs, and as we get older, and some of the chronic health issues that come along, and taking medications, and people mixing medications with herbs or with other foods, and they're not knowledgeable, they can do more harm to
Hmm.
themselves. So herbs are very good,
Yes.
however, in moderation. And you see the green bush out there, like some people say, okay, I'm gonna put some mango leaves and I'm gonna drink merengue and other things. How much of it do you need? because we don't know the potency
Mm-hmm.
from those leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Um, our liver is very important. The food that we take is toxic, medications are toxic, and just the aging process slowing down, you know, the liver function. So we have to be very careful. People cannot be misguided. Everything, most things that we take are good,
Mm-hmm.
but in moderation. And we also have to know, you mentioned ginger. All those things are good. However, with some of these health conditions, people have to stay away from some ginger because some of them are also, they're on anticoagulant medications
Mm-hmm.
and so forth. And even the garlic. Garlic is good, but people have to know themselves, and also whether they read or they consult with someone who knows so that they do not do harm to their body. As you
Yeah.
mentioned, that gentleman who had that problem with his prostate, we treated this gentleman some time ago. So he had diverticulosis, the outpouching of the in the colon, in the
Mm-hmm.
colon. And so he was taking, I think it was maybe chia seed. Chia seed is good, or
Mhm.
Yeah.
and so he kept on eating the chia seed. So what was happening? The chia seeds, when it enters into the colon, it swells. And so he ate so much chia seed that one day he was inside the kitchen, and his wife heard a thud. He was on the
Mm.
floor.
Oh,
So
wow.
his colon just blew out
Oh, man.
with the chia seeds. And he was in the hospital for a long time after extensive colon surgery.
Yeah.
So we're just saying,
Hmm.
I used to see our students and they're popping all these. I'm like, be careful, because some of you don't even know what's going on inside your body. So one really has to know, um, and be
Yeah.
knowledgeable about the herbs and certain foods and about their body and what's going on, because we can do more harm that doctor can't even repair.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yes.
I would definitely say always consult with your medical. Hopefully you get a trusted medical professional that can take a little time, because right now we know everybody's so busy and you're in and out, in and out. So we hope
Yeah.
that you find someone that can take a little time to steer you. The goal is for you for chronic diseases to reverse. Well, the first thing is always prevention.
Yeah.
Prevention is always the best. But if you are already diagnosed with like diabetes type 2, high blood pressure, cholesterol, etc., obesity, we know that your lifestyle contributed, so your lifestyle can also reverse. It played a part in you getting over time, right? So over time, it can also play a part in reversing some of these, this disease. Some obesity, we know, right? We know that if you change how you eat and exercise, etc., stress, first thing the doctor will ask is, are you stressed? So when we do remove and be aware that our lifestyle is contributing to or adding or subtracting to of our health, then we start to, I think, pay more attention and go, okay, for the last 5 years I'm just eating cake at night, just eating. I mean, I was doing that. That was my treat. End of the night, you have a glass of wine and a nice slice of cake. And then I went in and got my blood work, and I was pre-diabetes.
Mm.
Because, and I'm like, how? And I was also having sugar with every cup of coffee that I was having. So those, and then plus, you see how you remember? Plus, look, I have a thing for oatmeal raisin cookies. So, All those things add up over time, over time, over time, over
Yes.
time.
Yes.
So I had to cut all that out. And yes, on the weekends, maybe, yeah, but that whole daily or nightly thing that I was doing. So, we have to be aware that our lifestyle, what we choose to eat, especially the processed foods, right? We're rampant with the ultra processed foods,
Mm-hmm.
the dead food. It matters. And so we want to just bring that awareness to people to be aware of what you're putting in your mouth, whether it's alcohol, whatever food, dessert. Occasional things are okay, but not every single day saturating your body with, bad foods. We have to be accountable and take responsibility. I know,
Yes.
Cyril, I know you have to wrap up soon, so any last words or any.
Yes. I just want to encourage people, anyone who comes under the sound of our voices tonight, and watches this show afterwards, be mindful, like the panel has been saying, be mindful of what you eat. Okay, please read some labels. Take time and read labels. Your phone is a little computer. It's not just to be on Facebook, talking bad about people. You know, it's a little computer by itself. If there is, if there is a word, an ingredient that you don't know how to pronounce, just Google it. You have your phone with you when you go to the shopping center. Google it, and the computer will help you. The phone will help you understand what that ingredient is. Okay, and sometimes, and most times, I would say that it helps you to define, how it's made and what it does to your body. Okay. I want you to touch real quick before I leave on industrial seed oils because those oils, okay, they cause chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation, okay? Soybean oil, corn oil, canola, sunflower oil, safflower oil, and cottonseed oils. Those are considered industrial seed oils because they were not meant for humans to consume. Those oils were originally manufactured to oil up industrial machines. That's what they were made to
Could you
do.
mention them again for me, my brother?
Soybean oil, corn oil, canola oil, safflower oil, sunflower, and cottonseed
What about
oil.
vegetable or all of them?
Do me a favor, next time you go to the supermarket and you see a label on an oil container that says vegetable, just look at the ingredient. I guarantee it's going to say soybean. See,
Mm,
they label it to catch you to buy it.
right.
Okay. The labeling is the marketing part of it, but when you turn it around and look at the ingredients, that tells the whole story.
Right.
What about grapeseed oil?
Grapeseed oil is pretty good.
Okay.
Or
Cold,
coconut.
oh my Lord, yes, coconut oil, cold press coconut oil, olive oil, grapeseed, those are good
Yes.
oils.
Premium oil there.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm.
Absolutely. Okay. Because the thing with those industrial seed oils, they're rich in omega-6 polyunsaturated fatty acids. And also they have linoleic acids. So now the thing with omega-6 fatty acids, they are essential in small amounts. But the modern diet, like the SAD, Standard American Diet, everything has oil. Every single food is loaded with a bunch of those industrial seed oils. Okay. Now we need more omega-3 oils, but our body does need omega-6s just a little bit. So excess omega-6 promotes inflammation, and inflammation is believe it or not, a key driver of many chronic diseases like arthritis,
Mm.
cancer, heart disease, and diabetes too.
Mhm.
Okay, so I just want to leave your listeners with this. If you are and when you are embarking on a, let's say you're trying to do a vegan lifestyle, or like the Rasta say, you're going on the ITAL journey, please take it from me, the herbalist, and I've had my share of illnesses too, okay? I've had to battle illnesses as well. Find a good herbalist. It doesn't have to be me. Find a good herbalist. If you have a primary care doctor, work with them as well. Okay? Find a good primary care doctor who can help you out. And talk to a herbalist concerning your nutrition, your herbal protocols, any herbal protocol that you're going into. If you decide you want to fast, you want to start fasting, you want to start juicing, you need guidance, because I see all the time people hurt themselves just by going vegan straight, and they have no discipline, they have no guidance, they don't know where to start or how to start, and they end up doing more harm than good. Okay, so please take it from me. Um, Take care of yourself. Don't rush into things. Take it slowly, like baby steps. Start
Right.
off slow. Trust me, start off slow and build yourself up, and do your research. Do your own research. I can sit here and teach you all night, but I would
Right.
like you to do your research. Every one of you,
Mm-hmm.
just do your research. And don't forget, your health is your responsibility.
Mm-hmm. Where can people find you on again on Facebook?
They could search for me, Indigenous Bushman, Indigenous Bushman. And my phone number is 904 729 5571. And my website is Bushman Herbs and Things, not things, things, TINGS.com.
Wonderful. I think what also is try to go fresh as much as possible. Try to eat
Mhm.
things stay, because all these boxes with all these 50 million things on them. So more veggies, more fruits.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um, for those that are still eating meat, um, just do a lot more veggies and fruits.
Hmm.
Stay
Absolutely.
away from, the processed food, the ultra processed, the fast foods, the pizzas, the burgers, and that kind of lifestyle all day long. The pastries, the pancakes and waffles with lots of syrups and all of these things, the oils. They all add up.
Hmm.
The sugar, and then so it's all a matter of just researching. You have to now be such an advocate for health, for your
Yeah.
health.
Hmm.
Because you're the only
Anything
one
in,
that's going to be, if you're on that hospital bed hurting, you're the only one that can make a difference. So you have to start
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Like we said, prevention is always the best thing, but we can also reverse some of these things slowly. We didn't, we 20, 15, 20, 30, 40 years we were living, eating probably the wrong way. So now you want to change.
Hmm.
Get guidance. Don't just jump in to things,
Absolutely.
right? Get the
Yeah.
guidance. The fact that your mindset is already geared, that's the best thing.
Hmm.
You're ready, you're set. So now get the guidance and and do your own research, see what works for you. And so that's what we want to encourage everyone. And Dr. Arlene, as you stepped away, we were just saying to get away from processed food as much as possible. Anything that comes
Thank
in
you.
a box or label, more fresh fruits, vegetables, green bananas, I heard is amazing, which is the things that we grew up with. Green bananas, green plantains,
Yeah.
those kind of things. Food provisions,
Yeah.
Yeah. Breadfruit.
Yeah.
Oh my
breadfruit.
goodness.
Yeah.
And Donna, we eat foods, but also along with, you know, I know all of us here are believe in the feeding the soul, and we can eat all those good foods, but if we harbor toxic thoughts and
Yeah.
attitudes, you know, we won't see the result as well. So,
Right.
Right.
as my brother said about the cleansing, it's not just the water and the food.
Mm-hmm.
Abstain from negative thoughts and attitudes and using our tongue to kill ourselves and everybody else. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
but
Very
thank you
important.
about
And
Very
that
important.
includes the
cleansing.
some media too. Sometimes we have to kind of step back from the world and what's
Yes.
every day there's this and that because then that's running up your blood pressure, you're stressed
Hmm.
out. So we have to be mindful of social media
Hmm.
and what's going on, the political fights and all that kind of stuff. Step back, pray, meditate, nature,
Fast.
fasting,
Yes.
Yeah.
key thing, fast, fast, fast.
Yes.
Because all the pesticides and all these things, we have to get them out.
Hmm.
Fasting is one of the best ways. Maybe you can't do 3 days like Cyril, but maybe you can do 24. Like say, if you
Yeah.
eat at 5 o'clock, eat the next day at 5. That's a 24-hour fast. You don't have to do that long. You can just again eat your dinner early, 6, 7, and then kick off your breakfast at 11.
Hmm.
Nice
Do
sufficient
12 hours.
green
Yes.
bananas.
Yes.
Yeah, something that you want your body for a period of time just to heal.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
to focus on healing.
Just to add to that part, Donna,
Hmm.
about the fasting. Um, Now I'm much older. What I tend to do now is, you know, be disciplined about not eating when I wake up during the sunrise. When I wake up the next day, I don't eat until I have emptied my bowels.
Mhm.
If I don't empty my bowels, I don't eat anything until I go and clear my
Elimination.
bowels.
Hmm.
Elimination. Yeah. And it feels so good.
Yeah.
It feels really good.
Guys, I got to rush out of here. Thank you all
Yes.
so
You're
much.
welcome.
Awesome.
It was a good session, Brother Browne, and we
Thank
look
you.
forward to see you again. And everybody out there in Radio Land and Facebook Land, we appreciate you tonight, and we hope you learned something from this session. It was
Yeah,
excellent.
man. We'll continue this conversation on a regular basis
Yeah.
Absolutely.
and hear
And
about Louis' journey.
Yes.
I would
Journey
love
to
that.
health and wholeness.
Yes,
Amen.
yes.
Amen. To
And
God be the
everybody,
glory.
we're gonna wrap up. So God bless. And
God
I'll be
bless
sharing Cyril's link on Facebook. All right. Be blessed.
Thank you,
Thank you,
guys.
guys.
God
you.
bless.
Thank
Good
Thanks for
you.
night.
having me.
Yes.